GM everyone, a quick question for you. Have you ever thought about how much time you spend on Twitter every day? 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? Well, I calculated mine. It was straight 2 hours. And guess what? 80% of that Twitter feed which I was getting, it was completely junk. And as a founder, as a builder, time is literally your most important valuable asset. And for me as well. But here we are, falling into the rabbit hole of endless scrolling, hoping to catch that one useful tweet or spot the next trending token. That's 2 hours every single day wasted. Now imagine using that time to actually do something that matters. Spend time with your family, meet a friend over coffee, or ship that side project you have been putting off. And that's why I have built Scrapenet, your personal Twitter agent that scrolls for you, filters the noise, and gives you what actually matters. Here's what you can do with the Scrapenet. Want to know what is trending on your timeline? Ask it. Curious about new project your circle is talking about? Just ask it. Need a quick brief on your favorite influencer's tweet? Done. And the best part, it runs entirely local, no cloud. Wanna set up your own LLM? Rent a GPU from Spheron, spin it up, and you are good to go. Alright, let me show you how to set it up locally in less than 5 minutes. So the first thing which you have to do is go to scrapenet.ai. Once you are here, click on dashboard. I have already logged in, so for me it will not show me the login page, but for you it's gonna showing you the login page. For the first 1000 user, it is gonna be free, so just go ahead and claim your free license. Once I will claim my free license, it will give me the license, and also it will also help me understand is like where I should go next. Now I need to click on GitHub repository. Once you click on repository, go down and you will find installation steps. Copy the first installation step, git clone. I'm currently using terminal, warp. You can use whatever you wish to, wherever you are comfortable in. If you're on Mac, it's terminal. If you're on Windows, you can use PowerShell or whatever you are comfortable in using. Go ahead and use that. Once you are here, what you have to do is git clone. Again, before you do this, you should have git installed, or you want to also download the data code directly and you can use that. But you need to have node, which is version more than 16, should be inside your machine. Now, once I will go ahead and do git clone and just paste this here. Let me just do it. All right, it is saying like permission denied or something like that. Okay, let me just do the sudo. All right, so it is working for me. So if you face any issues because I'm using warp, so I have not given my entire terminal access to the warp, so it just asks me like whenever it tries to get into the folder which I have not given access because it's AI again. So you have to be very careful the access which you give out of your system. So I'm just using this particular folder, and now I'm going to be installing all my things into this folder itself. So I have to do cd space Scrapenet. Once you are in Scrapenet, you have to just say ls, check it out, everything looks good. You have to say npm install. Once you do the npm install, it just installs everything. Again, it is failing for me. It's because it asks me a sudo permission. So you can go ahead and do that. I'm just going to go and say sudo install and it should just work. Once it installs everything, I'll have to just set npm start, which I'm going to show you. And it should be good to go. Now there are types of questions which I have received so far from some of my early users, are that why you are not having your own app. I did have the app which I can show you also, but it requires essentially Apple license to kind of run it on. Basically, there's a developer ID and all of those stuff, which I'm currently working on to get one. Once that's done, then I'll be more than happy to kind of get it and release the entire app for this thing. Now, once installation is done, you have to say npm start, and it's this easy to do it. Okay, there's no fancy knowledge which you require, and once your installation is done, it will show you this screen. All right. Now, in this screen, you have to go back again in the UI where you had license. Just copy the license, paste it here, and activate it. Once it is activated, it will show you this screen. That screen will be wiped out, And once activation is done, you have to just click on start authentication. So for this session, I'm going to be using my authentication, which I have been using. So I'll use that existing app, basically existing Twitter ID of mine, which is Prashant_XYZ. If you want to follow me there, please follow me there. I'll be dropping more updates there, but that's my Prashant_XYZ, which I'm going to be using. So just wait for a couple of seconds before it goes to this particular URL, which is x.com/i/follow/login. Once I'm here, I'm going to say Prashant_XYZ, and I have to enter my password. I hope I remember my password. Yes. Okay. No, I did not. Now let me try it again. All right, so it asked me the authenticator and everything. Now, the best part about Scrapenet is all about that. If you kind of take a look, it is allowing you to log in as a user. Like, so it is not that you are giving an access of your account to anyone else. It's learning on your local, and all those two-factor authentication, everything is here. So you are not even giving any access to anyone here, but you are just going to be running everything in local. So in that way, it's not really that you are going to get flagged by Twitter or anything like that. No, because you're just using your existing IP address. You are using your existing browser to basically scroll through and use this application. And you are not doing anything more than that, right? So now once you log in, it will show you something like this connected to Twitter. And once it starts showing you this, that basically means you are ready to go. So now the next thing which I would highly recommend you to do it is to go and set up your chat. Okay. And this chat is where all the magic happens. So for example, for me, I'm going to be using OpenGemini. So I'll be just basically like, I'll go ahead and copy my Gemini code, and let's see how it basically works for me. You can use any model, as I said, like you either can use your own model, which you want to kind of bring in, or you want to deploy, or you want to use some third-party application. You are free to go ahead and do like whatever you wish to do. But I'm going to be using Gemini. So just give me a second before I create a Gemini API key. Gemini Studio. All right, I'm just going to copy this particular API, and we'll be back to our app, and just go to API key and save it. Once you save it, it will say you that configuration was successful. If it doesn't shows you, then it basically means like there's some issue in the saving the configuration. Now go back to scrape option. Now let's say I want to query what is happening in AIX crypto space. I want to, since I'm just doing a demo, so I'll not do 100 or 200 tweets, but I'll just going to scrape for 110 tweets of mine. Now, if I go back here on my browser, if I look at, I'm not doing anything, I'm not even scrolling things. It will scroll on its own. It will find 10 tweets for me. Once those 10 tweets and unique tweets are been found, it will just close the scraping. All right, so let's wait. So now you can see here, it is scraping completed. I can go back and see like what has been scraped. AIX crypto, 10 tweet has been scraped. Now go back again. If you look at here, you can have a download option. You have clear history options. You can go ahead and play around the way you wish to. Now let's say I want to scrape my home timeline with a 10, right? So I can just click on scrape my home timeline and just wait for my home timeline to be scraped. Now the best part about the entire Scrapenet is, again, I'm saying it's local. It does it on its own. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry about your accounts getting blocked. So once it is done, you are done. Your scraping will be done. You can again go ahead and validate that the scraping was done. The other interesting thing which I wanted to show you also is the auto scraping. So let's say I want to auto scrape my home timeline every 5 minutes, just click on auto scraping, and every 5 minutes it will auto scrape your timeline. Or let's say if I want to follow certain team members, so for example, in my case, I have added my profile and my co-founder's profile here to kind of like go ahead and do it. I can just click on start auto scraping and it will just work, right? So this is the other way of auto scraping. In this way, you don't have to manually go and do it. But again, it's up to you how you want to use the application. I'll leave that entire things for you. And if you go on the down, you can also essentially like check like what really has happened into that scraping profile. I will also show you how basically profile scraping works. So for example, I want to scrape my own profile, which is 10. So it will go to Prashant XYZ, it will scroll, it will find me all about me, and then it will just revert back, right? And once it is back, I can just see if it is downloaded or if it is been scraped properly or not. If you want to see if it is scraped properly, you can come here and see, or you can go to scraping history and you will find that, okay, there's a profile name called Prashant_XYZ where we have scraped these tweets, this is time, and all of those stuff. Now go back to chat analysis, and this is where fun part begins. Now I can go ahead and say, tell me the best, tell me anything interesting I should look into today from the tweets. Okay. Once you enter this, it will ask you like how many days you are looking forward. Essentially, it's like you can pass 2 days, 3 days, depending on that. It basically looks into how many number of tweet it has to look into. So I'm just passing 1 for now. It is like 1 day, and then it will tell me is like how much tweet it has looked into. So it basically in the 1 day channel, it found around close to around 70 tweets for me. It really looked for 100, but it found 70. And this is what my timeline basically looks like. I have analyzed tweets. Okay, so basically DeepIn is an physical network, compute trend. DeepIn is getting transaction in the sector, mention community owned infrastructure, specific projects, Spheron network, because I ran mine, so it's gonna like show mine as well. And then there is a CryptoRand Twitter account which was talking about, then Prashant_XYZ, and then it is Unmarshal AI, Vortex, Laz AI network, and all of those stuff. Like you can just find the projects also. Now I can ask it, as I've told earlier, is like, tell me some projects I should look into. Before it looks into, I will also show you one quick thing here is system prompt, right? So you can pass whatever system prompt you wish to. So for now, this default system prompt is that you behave like a just a normal Twitter guy, and you just respond me whatever I ask you. So now let's say I have asked for the projects. It spoke about Spheron FDN, Jensen, because I scraped my profile, and AIX crypto, and it's talk about supernodas. Again, CryptoRand was here. There's a Spawn, all of these tokens, which is talking about. Super Team A is talking about, and then Laz AI network. A couple of projects it kind of mentioned here. So essentially, it totally depends on like how much tweet you are scraping and how much amount of data you have. And we are still working on like improving a lot and bringing more and more features on top of it. But this is the starting of the Scrapenet, right? This is what Scrapenet is all about. Now, coming back to what next in Scrapenet, right? What exactly is going to be happening next after once all of these things are out. So the first 1,000 user is going to be free. We are not going to charge any of money there. It's open source. If you go ahead and do whatever you wish to, we don't stop you, but we recommend to go ahead and take the license and do it so that we can keep sending you multiple updates and things, and we work to ensure that we can do a lot of other things. So there are a couple of things which are also coming on the Scrapenet side, so stay tuned. And also we have a feedback form here in the Scrapenet, this particular GitHub. You will go here, submit feedback, click on this feedback. If you have any feedback, we'll be more than happy to listen to that. If you have any issue, if you face an issue, you can go ahead and do that. If you want more features to be added, again, use the feedback form to submit that, and we'll be more than happy to take a look into it and get it implemented as well. And again, there are tons of things which is coming for you for the Scrapenet, so stay tuned. And again, if you love it, do give us a shout out on Twitter and all the places, and do share it with your friends, family, for whom you want to save their 2 hours time or 3 hours time, 4 hours time, 5 hours time, whatever time you want them to save in everyday life, and they can spend the same time to somewhere which is much more fruitful. So stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching, and looking forward to help you save as much time as possible. Thank you so much.